It reminded me of when Mike Tyson used to knock guys out in 90 seconds. Like, that was like 2 minutes into the debate, and I went, oh, this election is over. I mean, that was like a haymaker, right?
Look, I've watched the guy. He is so fast on the trigger. I watched him. He comes up with, well, he pulled out of Afghanistan in a disastrous way. That's true. He didn't fire anybody. He didn't fire Jake Tapper or any of the generals. That's all true. Then he'll throw in, oh, by the way, illegal people can get Medicare and Social Security. No, they can't. He just throws in the lies. He mixes up the lies with some truth.
Yeah,
Then Obama, I'm sorry, Biden is not smart enough to keep up with him. He just can't keep up with them.
Well, isn't that the whole point?
Yeah.
You need a guy to keep up with them.
That's Bill Maher and Tulsi Gabbard triggering former MSNBC pundit and human spittle machine Chris Matthews by stating the truth about Biden's poor performance during the CNN presidential debate. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like you can take the disgraced political shill out of establishment media, but you can't take the establishment media out of the disgraced political shill. Because not only does Chris Matthews continue to fearmonger about Trump, but he also has the audacity to blame him for Biden's terrible debate performance.
Now, I don't want to show a lot of the tape from last night because it's too hard to look at. But just show this one thing. We picked out one thing. Just for people who don't watch, and they watch this show to catch up on the news, this is what the Republicans are going to show from now until Election Day.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with.
See that head?
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
You see the head, the way he turned that head? He wanted to, he knew the two-shot would be up there. He wanted to have his head turning like, let's watch the guy show how crazy he is. He's looking for it. Look, this election.
You're blaming that on Trump?
No, I'm watching his theatrical ability. He is playing this.
Okay, but he didn't have to do anything.
Call me crazy, but I don't think we should be listening to a guy who spent the last 30 years lying on television for a living. Not to mention that he's getting a little bit long in the tooth himself. I mean, I don't know if you caught that in the beginning, but he inadvertently said Biden employed Jake Tapper and referred to the president as Obama, which on second thought might actually be the truest thing he's ever said.
Trump has said, I'm going to make sure I get even with half this country that's probably going to vote against me. He's going to go after public officials. He's going after commentators. He's going after editorial writers. He's going to go after everybody. And they're basically at stake right now. So it's not going to be a free country. He is out there to remove people's rights. That's the real danger. And we don't know where it's going to end. We do not know. Nobody can sit here tonight or this November and say they know where Trump's going to stop.
Or whatever he's going to do. Because he's crazy.
The difference is the erosion of free speech. The targeting of political opponents has actually occurred under the Biden administration. Whereas when you go back and look under the Trump administration, we didn't see this kind of attack.
That's absolutely true, and you've got to love how Tulsi Gabbard puts Matthews in his place here. Because just like everyone in establishment media, he's still pushing this mud democracy fear-mongering while turning a blind eye to the fact that Democrats want to do things like pack the Supreme Court, destroy the Electoral College or erode it through illegal immigration, and have done nearly everything in their power to remove Trump from the ballot and weaponize the DOJ.
I think it's important to look at what's actually happening, that this isn't my opinion versus your opinion and everyone else's opinion or some theory about what may possibly happen. When you look at the weaponization of the Department of Justice, you talk about all the different cases that Trump is facing, but then you can also look at how political opposition and others who disagree with this administration are also being targeted. You look at how we're facing more censorship of free speech now than ever before in my lifetime, whether it's directly or indirectly from this administration. Obviously, COVID was a huge example of this. There are many others that have come forward.
Yeah, there is a lot of that.
And you look at how they tried to remove Trump from over 32 ballots in different states. These are things that should not and cannot be happening in a true democracy, in a democratic republic, and things that we should take note of as the direction that we are headed in and this threat that we face.
You know, I honestly can't think of a better representation of the current Democrat Party than Joe Biden. He's old, irrelevant, incoherent, and out of touch. Not to mention the fact that he's corrupt, prone to emotional outbursts, and frankly doesn't have long left on this earth. But let me know what you think. Was Biden's poor performance during the debate Trump's doing, or was it his own fault? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!